If you knew that if a desire exists, it can be manifested, then wouldn't the promise of that manifested desire make it worth the unfulfilled yet desire if you really knew? Yes. So what's the holdup? How is it that you don't really know? How is it that you can live life and hatch a desire or a whole bag full of them, and even though they have not yet come into full blossoming, see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, fruition, you sometimes lose sight of the promise of it because the reality of the absence of it is so obvious? Is that what it is? So you're hung up on what is. Is that what you're telling us? Are those the words we just put in your mouth? Yes. Those are the words we just put in your mind. Because what is, you like what is, don't you? You like what is. Why do you like what is so much? What is it about this manifested moment that is so intoxicatingly important to you? What is it about what is? Well, it's because you can decipher it so fully. All of your physical senses are observing it. So you're seeing it and hearing it and smelling it and tasting it and touching it. And you say, this is reality. And we say, it is. It is reality. It is a manifestation point. Because as you're being in your now, everything that you are perceiving through all of your senses, and let's talk about the sense that you hardly ever talk about that is the most important sense of all, and that is your emotional sense. How you feel in the moment. What you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're smelling, what you're tasting, what you're touching, but what you're feeling in the moment. That's your manifestation point, isn't it? That's your manifestation point. The manifestation of the emotion within you is really big, isn't it? And we think that that's why your now has you so captivated. And we're not trying to talk you out of being captivated by your now. We're just trying to talk you into using your ability to focus so that as you are observing your now, you can hold yourself in alignment, or at least not so far out of alignment with the things that you have asked for that are already vibrationally gathered, that you have not yet come to the place of being able to translate in the fullness of your physical senses to the point that you call it reality or manifested. So we think what we're really talking about here today, are you with us so far? Mostly? Yeah, mostly you are. We think that what we're talking about is what manifestation really is. What is manifestation? What is it? Is it the new car that you just drove home, or the one that you hope to do soon? Is it the house on the beach? Is it the relationship that you've been yearning for? Is it the pile of money? Is it the empire you're trying to build? Is it the perfect business environment? What is a manifestation? And we notice that often when you think about manifestation, you're thinking about those things or those experiences, those pinnacle, peak kind of things, those life-changing things. Oh, I want to create, or I want to manifest this kind of lifestyle, or this kind of relationship, or this kind of work experience, or this kind of meaningful, life-fulfilling experience. And we say, good for you, good for you, good for you. But when we talk about manifestation, we're talking about right here, right now. What has manifested in your life, which means how do you feel about your money? How do you feel about your body? How do you feel about your relationships? How do you feel about your economy? How do you feel about your government? How do you feel about your world involvement? How do you feel about your ecology? How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? What is your perception of life? What is your manifested right here, right now perception of life? And the big question is, does it include, or better said, are you allowing it to include who you really are and what you really know and what you really think and what you really feel about all of that? Because most humans, the beasts are an exception because they're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. They are, you call it instinctually, they are instinctually focused, which means broad view, always focusing through them. But humans, we love you very much. Humans, we love you very much. Humans have managed to focus yourselves apart from the fullness of who you are, so that in many of your manifested moments, you're not allowing all that you have become. And that is so interesting to us, because all day, every day, as you've been sifting through the variety of life, it has caused you to create a vibrational version of you, which is where we stand, which is always the precursor to your manifested version. But you know what's required for your manifested version of you? Only vibrational compliance, only emotional compliance. You only got to be in the mood for what you're asking for, and it must be. That's all it is. Your attitude, your mood must line up with what you want. And if you're so hung up on reality, and if you're letting reality, which sometimes includes the absence of the new car, the new lover, the old lover, the good body, or whatever it is you're reaching for, if you're facing reality and noticing the absence of something wanted, and that absence is now dictating your mood, your manifested attitude, your manifested worldview, your manifested personal view. If your view is dictated to you or influenced to you, and you are in that vibration, which equals the mood or the emotion, you are depriving yourself of that full view. All that means is you've pinched yourself off from something that really is, and you can't see it yet.